Hey everyone, today we're making a white forest cake, which is similar to a black forest cake, except for black forest cake is chocolate cake with cherries, and white forest cake is a white cake with a cherry filling. This one does take a little while to prepare, and there are multiple steps, but for me, I think it is really worth it because the final cake that you get is so good. All right, first you want to add 3 cups of frozen pitted cherries and make sure that they're thawed and drained. And then a 1/3 cup of sugar. Add this to a saucepan and then just warm it up. And you might want to use a masher, like a potato masher, to sort of mash the cherries up a little bit. And heat this all over medium heat and bring it to a simmer and simmer it for about 10 minutes. So just keep checking it. You may have to turn the heat up and down a little bit, but you just want to bring it to a simmer and let it go for 10 minutes. Then you want to add 3 tablespoons of warm water and then 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch to a mixing cup and then mix it up really well. You're going to add this to the cherry mixture and it's going to thicken up really quick. So maybe it won't even take a minute, but just mix it well and then take it off of the heat and add in a 1/4 teaspoon of almond emulsion. If you don't like almond anything, you don't have to add that, but I like the taste of almond and cherry together. So now you want to cool this to room temperature. It has to be cooled to room temperature, and then you're going to add it to a bowl, some type of airtight container or just a covered bowl. You want to add it to the bowl, cover the bowl, and then add it to the refrigerator. You want to let this chill. So you can do this the day before you make the cake or hours before you make the cake. It just needs to be cold. So in another bowl, add 1 cup of sour cream, a 1/2 cup of milk, 1 to 2 teaspoons of clear vanilla. You can use regular if you'd rather use that. A 1/2 teaspoon of almond emulsion. You can leave this out if you don't like the thought of using anything almond. Then add 6 large egg whites, and you want to whisk everything up really well. Now just set that to the side, and in another bowl add 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of granulated sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, and then you want to whisk that up really well. And I'm just using my stand mixer. You can just use a whisk or you can use a hand mixer. Now you're going to take a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter that is at room temperature, and you're going to just add it in slowly to the dry mixture here. You're wanting the butter to coat the flour mixture. So you can use a hand mixer as well. You don't have to use a stand mixer, but you're just going to add it in a little bit at a time. And now you're going to add in 2/3 cup of vegetable shortening. You're going to do that just the way you did with the butter. You're just going to add it in a little bit at a time while the mixer is running. So it's okay if you use a hand mixer, just use your hand mixer, turn it off, add a little bit more, turn it on again, and just keep going until all of your flour mixture is coated with the butter and the vegetable shortening. And it's going to give it like a sand-like texture. You don't want to mix it until it forms a paste. You just want it to look like sand. And this really should only take a couple of minutes or so, and maybe not even that long. So you don't have to mix it for a long time to get it this way. And this will give you a little bit of an idea of what it should look like once you have your dry mixture all coated with the shortening and the butter. Now you want to add in 1/2 of the liquid mixture. And you're going to mix this on medium. Don't mix it on high, and you don't want to mix it too long. Just mix it on medium until everything is well incorporated. Then you're going to add in the last of the liquid and do the same thing. You just always want to make sure that when you're making scratch cakes that you don't mix too long. So you just want to mix until everything's well incorporated and then stop mixing. So I always like to scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl just to get everything well incorporated, and then mix again only for a few more seconds. All right, now you're going to add it to 2 round 8-inch cake pans. Make sure that they are greased and floured really well. Just add it equally to each pan and smooth it out if you need to. You're going to bake this at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 40 to 45 minutes. Then when they're baked, just set them on the cooling racks and let them set there for 10 minutes or so, and then take them out of the pans, put them directly on the racks to cool completely. So now we're gonna go with making the frosting. So you made the filling, the cake, and now it's the frosting. So add 1.5 cups of unsalted room temperature butter to a large mixing bowl. Mix it until it is smooth, and then you're gonna add 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. And it's really good to have this sifted so it makes a light and airy frosting. You can add it all at once or a little bit at a time, whichever you prefer. And then I added in 1 teaspoon of clear vanilla. You can use regular if you want to. And 1 cup of heavy cream, but we're only gonna add half of that right now. So you're gonna use half a cup of heavy cream now. Mix it until it's smooth. And then I always like to scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl and mix it again. And then you want to add the other half of the heavy cream and mix it really well. So once everything is well incorporated, you want to turn your mixer up on high and whip it for about 5 minutes or so until it is really fluffy. And I have no idea what's going on with my weird camera thing right here, but just ignore it. It should be really soft and fluffy and smooth and delicious, and you're gonna just want to eat it right out of the bowl. So now to make the white chocolate ganache for the drip on the top of the cake, you're gonna add half cup of heavy cream to a small saucepan. And then you just want to warm this up. You don't want to heat it to a boil, but you want to almost get it there. So just barely get it there to a boil, but don't actually boil it. Take it off of the heat and add it to 1 cup of white chocolate chips. Just make sure that your bowl is okay to have hot liquids poured into it. Just let it sit there for about 10 minutes. You don't want to mix it up yet. Just let it sit there and warm up the chocolate chips. Then just take a spoon and mix it up and try to get it as smooth as you can. You don't want to mix it real fast because you don't want to incorporate air bubbles into it. But try to get it as smooth as you can. If there's still some little unmelted bits in there, pop it in the microwave for about 20 more seconds. And then use your spoon to mix it up and make sure that everything is really melted. At this point, everything has to be melted and smooth. You can take a whisk and whisk it up because sometimes that helps to get the little bits all melted in there. Just try not to whisk too fast. I've got this sped up a little bit, but you don't want to incorporate a lot of air bubbles in it. So now you want to cool it. It's going to be a little while before you can pour it on your cake. About 30 minutes in the fridge will do it, maybe an hour or more at room temperature. And now it's time to assemble the cake. So you want to make sure that the cakes are completely cool or that they're chilled. So you put a layer on your cake plate, add a layer of the frosting, and then I like to pipe an icing dam around just the outside part here because the filling will go in the middle and the icing dam will act like a dam and it will keep the filling inside of the cake so that it doesn't kind of squish out and then ruin the look of the cake on the outside. So now you're just going to add in about 2/3 of your cherry filling and just fill it up. And then after that, you're going to add on your next cake layer on the top. And then just use the frosting and add the frosting all around the sides of the cake, on top of the cake. Add as much as you want. You can save back a little bit if you want to pop borders around the top and the bottom. So now you want to add in your ganache on here, your white chocolate ganache. Make sure that your cake is chilled though. You've got to have a cold cake before you do this, or it's just going to melt and run off of everything. And make sure that your ganache isn't super hot or super warm when you do this either. You can use a squeeze bottle or just use a spoon like I am. You can put it just around the edges or you can put it all around the top of the cake. And you don't even have to use the ganache if you don't want to use it. So this is completely optional, but it does add a really nice flavor to it as well. You can then chill the cake again to set up the ganache and then add the rest of the cherry filling to the top of the cake. If you want to, you can pipe a little border around the top and bottom as well. This cake is really pretty to look at and it is even better to eat. I hope you love this one. It does take a little bit more time to make this one, but to me it was really worth it. Okay, y'all, happy caking and I'll see you next time.